Hello and welcome to today's lesson, Elements of Drama. In today's lesson, we're going to go over a little bit of an introduction to drama. We're going to talk about some dramatic terms. We'll talk about types of drama. We'll review cast, scene design, props, stage directions, dialogue, and also characters. So let's dive in. Dramatic literature can be one of the most exciting parts of your studies of English. Drama is not only a genre favored by important writers like William Shakespeare and Oscar Wilde, but it is also simply fun to read aloud or perform for an audience. Here, take this. Click the link to download the file of dramatic elements, terms, and definitions. Let's take a look at it. Looking over this, you can see it's a list of dramatic terms and definitions. Keep this nearby. Use it as a cheat sheet for this unit. Please make sure to go over this, as we will not be able to cover all of these in the lesson today. You can see we have types of drama as well as other dramatic terms, and also some links to some examples for certain terms. Moving forward, types of drama. There are three main types of drama. Comedy refers to any play which consistently features humor and lighthearted events. Comedies always have happy endings, and often they include love stories. A tragedy deals with humans as victims of destiny, character flaw, moral weakness, or social pressure. In a lot of tragedies, either the main character or characters ends up dead. A history refers to the type of play that is based on a historical event. Usually the play includes fictional stories about real people or events that actually occurred. The cast. A play will list the names of the characters needed for a play. Some lists will give a description of each role, such as who the character is or what he or she is wearing. The list of characters or casts is shown at the beginning of a play. You can usually look through the cast list and see relationships among the characters as well. Definitely check this out before you start reading a play so that you're familiar with the characters, who they are, and how they react and affect each other. Scene design is the creative process of developing and executing aesthetic or functional designs in a production. This can include costumes, lighting, sets, and makeup. A lot of people who are very creative or artistic will get into set design because you can be wild and outrageous, or even sometimes very simple. Some plays include lights, you might have smoke, or some plays the set design would be simply a piece of furniture, or maybe two. Scenes are all different, and what you want to do is pay attention to the stage directions, which we'll get to in a second. Props are another piece of set design. Props are articles or objects that appear on the stage during a play. The word prop comes from the term theatrical property. Example, props in the play Romeo and Juliet include swords used in the fight scenes. A prop is different from set design in that props are usually items that can be carried on and off the set, or that characters will wear or hold during a scene. More stage terms. This is from the actor's point of view. This has to do with where the actors might be on stage. Stage terms are given, again, from the actor's point of view. So if you can imagine an actor standing on stage and he's facing out. So this is a little bit opposite for the audience. You can see for the audience, stage right is on our left. But if the actor is on stage looking out, the stage directions are given for the person up on stage and not for the audience. So the actor's right would be over here. The actor's stage left would be over here. Downstage refers to coming toward the audience, and upstage refers to backing away from the audience. Stage directions tell the actors how to move and speak. So this tells the actors where they need to be on stage, moving here, moving there. Most stage directions are either in parentheses or in italics. Sometimes they're even in bold. They can also tell you where the play is taking place or give information about how to make the stage look to set the scene. Stage directions can include things such as time of day, place, like is it in a city, is it out in a country. It can include place within a home or a building. Stage directions might also tell you what the mood is like in the room or certain things going on, like if there's a fan on or a light that's been lit. Can you find the stage directions here? They're pretty easy to find. Like I said, they're either in italics or in parentheses, and in this example, they're in bold. So here we see that Kate is amused. She doesn't actually say the word amused. It tells the person playing Katie that she probably wants to put a bit of a smile on her face when talking to Bill. Another example of stage directions is down here. It says she starts out, then turns in the doorway as something else strikes her. This tells us, the reader, that she's moving off stage because it's saying that she starts out. But it also tells us that there's a doorway there. So the people who create the stage need to make sure that they keep in mind there needs to be a doorway for her to turn around in and probably say something back again to Bill. Dialogue. Dialogue refers to the words spoken by the characters. This is anything within the play, such as, Bill, that machine was made by Japanese technicians who think of near everything. It'll run on its own. Dialogue is anything spoken out loud by those characters. There are a couple specific types of dialogue that we'll take a look at in a moment, but let's take a look at this example. How many people are actually speaking in this scene? Use your polling tools. Did you get that there are two, just Katie and Bill? Some people might be confused and see that there are 3 lines, but these are actually considered lines of speech or lines of dialogue. But here we actually only have 2 characters, Katie and Bill, who are in this scene talking. One type of dialogue is called a dramatic monologue. This is when one character takes over the stage. There are other characters there in the scene, but the focus shifts to a speech given by one single person on stage. To remember a dramatic monologue, it might help you to remember that mono means single and log refers to speaking. So a monologue is a single person speaking at one time. Another type of dialogue would be a soliloquy. This is very similar to a dramatic monologue, but in a soliloquy, the character is not actually interacting with other characters. He or she is either talking to himself or talking to the audience. To help you remember, solo, which is, you can see soul, means one, okay, or refers to working alone. There is no other character interaction. By the way, if a character actually turns and speaks to the audience, this is what we refer to as breaking the fourth wall. There's an imaginary boundary between the action and what's going on stage and the audience. But sometimes in a playwright will have a character turn and talk directly to the audience. And that, again, is what we call breaking the fourth wall. When looking at characters, it's important to remember that there are 2 ways a playwright creates characters. First, through dialogue. So pay attention to what the characters say to figure out what they're like. Here we have an example of Amanda and Lindy. Amanda says to the cashier, "I guess I don't have enough money." Lindy, from further down in the line, says, "I can give you some money. How much do you need?" Lindy's dialogue shows that she is kind and wants to help other people. Another way to look at characters is through their action. Pay attention to what the characters do to figure out what they are like. Here's an example with Charlie and Bridget. Notice Charlie doesn't actually have any speaking lines here. He just has all stage direction. Charlie sticks his foot out to trip Bridget as she walks by. Laughs. Bridget drops her books and falls on the floor. Ouch. So there's only one word spoken here, but we still get a lot of information about this character Charlie just from his actions. His actions show that he is mean and does not care if he hurts other people. So today we talked about drama. We introduced you to different types of drama. We gave you some dramatic terms. Please make sure you review these. We went over cast and scene design, props, stage direction, dialogue, different types of dialogue, and we also talked about characters and how to look at characters when you're watching or reading a play. If you're unsure or puzzled about anything that we went over, if you're feeling lost or confused, or you're totally unclear on what we went over and you're baffled by drama, please get a hold of your teacher. We are here and happy to help.